transfusions to live.
It is important to be a volunteer blood donor because blood is an important therapeutic tool. It's a therapeutic agent for which there is no substitute. If you need blood, you need blood.
Perhaps no one knows the importance of voluntary blood donation like Corporal Peter Salke. A liaison officer with the Constabulary Communications Network, Corporal Salke was shot on February 7, 2008 while robbers tried to steal his car. The corporal spent 2 weeks in the hospital, was discharged and sent home, only to be readmitted 2 days later with complications. He needed blood, and lots of it.
The bullet entered the right breast and it traveled down because I was sitting in the car, so apparently that's the reason it traveled down. It exited the left side. So whilst going down, it had major damage to the abdominal area. The medical report said that I lost about 4.9 liters of my blood, which is a lot.
Blood is said to comprise 7 to 8% of total body weight in a healthy adult. A person who weighs 50 kilograms or 110 pounds is said to have an average of 3.5 liters of blood, and the average adult male is said to have an average of 5.5 liters. The corporal was either lucky or was a very blessed man. Corporal Salke was saved by replacement blood transfusion as droves of his friends came out to donate.
It came on the media that blood is going to be needed. I was made to understand that blood was collected on an account for me at more than one location island-wide. That is what I was told. I must use this medium to say how grateful I am to Jamaica in general.
Though replacement blood donations may have saved Corporal Salke's life, it is not an ideal approach to giving blood.
If you give blood, it is possible that somebody for you might get ill. At the time when you really want to give blood for that person who got ill, you might not be able to give blood at the time. So if you give blood, your name will be there, so you will be able to go in and say, I gave blood before.
Voluntary unpaid donors are the foundation of a safe blood supply, as they are least likely to transmit potentially life-threatening infections such as HIV and hepatitis viruses to recipients.
These persons who donate blood regularly are the ones who are less likely to have transfusion-transmissible diseases. They are the ones who usually are capable of having successful donations in terms of your being able to take a unit of blood from them. So with voluntary donations, your blood transfusion service, therefore, is guaranteed to a large extent for the quantities that they require and the safest blood possible.
Potential donors are evaluated for anything that might make their blood unsafe to use. Before blood is taken, they are asked about their medical history and are given a short physical examination to make sure that the donation is not hazardous to his or her health. Blood is almost never used in its whole form. Most patients requiring transfusions only need one or two of the many components that make up blood.
Blood is made up of a fluid we call plasma and cells. There are 3 types of cells in the blood. The red cells, which are responsible for carrying oxygen around the body so that the cells can use the oxygen to carry out their functions effectively. We have white cells, which are responsible for helping us to fight infections. So they help us to respond to infections that we might encounter in our environment and either to immediately get rid of, say, the germ, or make substances that can neutralize the effect of these germs.
It would be wasteful and sometimes harmful to give the patient blood components they do not need.
All the components of blood are important in the different treatments that you would require.
The National Blood Transfusion Service, the NBTS, has undertaken several measures to increase the amount of blood that is donated voluntarily.
There are a number of initiatives that have been undertaken. There is the general education of our population. Then there is a working with different groups, whether they be church groups, schools, corporate Jamaica. We recently launched a schools blood drive where we have competition between the schools, because what we're trying to do is encourage our youngsters to become voluntary donors.
The NBTS is a government organization which falls under the portfolio of the Ministry of Health and Environment. It has been responsible for the provision of all blood and blood products to hospitals in Jamaica since December 1948. On average, 24,000 units of blood are collected annually by the National Blood Transfusion Service.
For our population, our requirements are approximately 50,000 units annually. We are not anywhere near reaching that requirement. We are averaging under 30,000 units per year.
In an attempt to augment the blood supply, mobile sessions are organized targeting uniformed groups, schools, churches, workers, service clubs, and other organizations. There are 10 National Blood Transfusion Service collection centers island-wide.
We try to have collection centers at the different ends of the island so that persons don't have to travel into Kingston to donate blood.
While the most obvious health benefit of donating blood is the wonderful feeling derived from giving something vital to someone who needs it, the benefits may extend far beyond this to having a positive impact on the donor's health. Did you know? Studies have shown that men who donate blood on a regular basis have a lower risk of heart disease. With heart disease being the #1 cause of death in males, donating blood is indeed an important health benefit. And ladies, not to be left out, donating 1 pint of blood causes the donor to burn approximately 650 calories.
Go to the blood bank, donate blood. Giving blood save lives. It saved mine. It can save yours also. Give blood. It is necessary.
Imagine if giving blood was part of everyone's life. Something you did on a regular basis, like eating at your favorite restaurant. What kind of difference would that make? On a daily basis, your donation can mean the difference between life and death.
And that's a wrap on Jamaica Magazine for this Saturday. Do remember to send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. You can also visit our website, www.jis.gov.jm. On behalf of our videographer, Omar Green, audio technician and photographer, Carol Nakala, I'm Andrew Chisholm in Haiti saying have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.